projector and living beyond mind. What does it look like? Is the human design rules are applicable to absolutely everybody. Hello, my name is Ruta. I am female coach, emotional well-being practitioner, trauma integration specialist, and holistic womb healing and feminine energy guide. Today, the thought of the day and the topic that came to mind was about being a projector and hearing everywhere that your mind is programmed, all of your centers are programmed. As long as you are programmed, you cannot really be yourself, and it takes lots of time to unprogram yourself. I myself am a projector, 5'1". I've been introduced to human design in 2015, so it's been 9 years of me living this and being aware of all of the special suggestions and special conditions that are being talked about projectors. While so much of it is really, really helpful and so much of it is true, specifically one thing that did not really leave me completely in peace was about mind being programmed, all of that programming. And how does that relate to those people who have learned leave their singular perspective and go beyond the human perspective? So this is a little bit further level than, let's say, your basics of human design, and I am not myself a teacher of human design. I'm just someone who lives that and experiments with it, and it's just my personal point of view. So it's exactly the same as when you become aware of your astrology, when you become aware of your zodiac, of all of these configurations that are influencing your makeup, and when you know that this is the design that you have chosen and you have so many options within that choice. The same is applicable to human design. You can say, yes, of course, I am programmed. Yes, of course, you are programmed, and we all are programmed. And I don't really believe that while we live in this human physical perspective, we can say that we are not programmed unless you are in complete isolation and cut yourself from all the feed and everything. However, one area where I feel rules change is when you leave your singular human perspective. So specifically for those of us, those of you who started working with your multidimensional bodies, with your multidimensional awareness, and start expanding your singular point of perspective, there is something different that comes in place. In exactly the same way as the gravity is no longer applicable when you leave the earth and this earth plane, the same happens when you leave your human perspective point of view and you start expanding it. So for example, for projectors, while waiting for invitation and while knowing which part of your body responds to the physical part is absolutely correct and crucial to the success, I can confirm it because I have felt so many times when it feels right in your body. I have a splenic authority. It's always turned out to be a good decision. However, we cannot apply the laws, for example, about what to initiate, especially if you tap in your pure inspiration. If you are waiting for some invitation to do something, sometimes you might be waiting forever. And there is a difference between being invited to things and feeling inspired, called to do things. So I wanted to encourage you that if you feel called to do something, it does not necessarily mean that you have to restrict yourself and prevent yourself from doing it. It means that there is another dimensional fraction of you that is aware of some reality, of some energies, of some balance, and it is drawing you in that direction, and you do need to take actions. However, where the invitation comes in is when you talk about collaboration, when you talk about something where you need another person's input. If that person is not another projector, then you would need to wait to be recognized and to have that invitation. However, that doesn't mean that you cannot write the blog. However, that doesn't mean that you cannot paint. However, that doesn't mean that you cannot create your art. It doesn't mean that you cannot take time and travel and go to places that you love. It doesn't mean that you cannot go on a dating website, and it doesn't mean that you have to wait for somebody to invite you in a certain diet to change what you eat into healthier habits. So this is what I wanted to share with you, and I wanted to encourage you to keep this awareness that while human design and awareness about Projector is super useful, do not take it absolutely literally and do not stop your life completely. If there is something that you are being called and inspired to do, as long as you feel like this is in alignment with yourself and you can do it, and you can do it. Only warning here, if you are hoping to persuade lots of people to put their energy into what you want to do, then it's exactly the case where they talk about Projector, where you need to wait for invitation. Do the things you love, take your time, take your interest, travel, love, create, and you will get the invitation. It doesn't mean that you need to stop your life and not do anything, because your higher self, your higher awareness knows what you designed yourself to do in here, and what is required for you to live a happy and fulfilled life. My name is Ruta. I am female coach, emotional well-being practitioner, trauma integration specialist, and holistic womb healing and feminine energy guide. I will see you next time. Bye.